Hi, my name is Larry Dawl. I'm from Redondo Beach, California. I have a swimming pool business, store, and service business in Torrance, California. Been doing that for 40-something years. I have a 1987 Buick Regal Turbo T. My daughter, son-in-law, and my wife went to Idaho to pick it up. It was a good friend of Gary Nelson here at Aldan that we bought it from. I love these cars, and they knew I really wanted it, so they surprised me on Father's Day about 15 years ago. I've always loved cars and anything with engines. I've had a 55 Chevy, 56 Chevy. Back from high school, we were working on cars in auto shop. We always worked on cars. I had a friend that had a lift at his house. It's sort of evolved into something that was a little more modern when these cars came out. I loved the Buicks and the turbos and what you could do with them. So it's evolved from the hot rod stage to something a little more modern, even though this is no longer a modern vehicle, but it's still a muscle car. And I love the cars, and I love the hot rods still. Still go to all the car shows. My wife and I also have a 1973 Camaro Z28. It's a 4-speed car. We've had it since before we got married. In 1977, early 77, we bought it. I had 53,000 miles when we bought it, obviously 4 years old, and now it's got 67,000 miles on it. So it also hasn't been driven very much. It stays in the garage quite a bit. It's also fun as a weekend car. We haven't driven it a lot in the last 10 years, mostly with granddaughters and work. It's in the garage quite a bit. I've also had several El Caminos over the years, all G-body, the later model ones from 79 up. I currently have an 84 El Camino that we've got all the Aldan suspension on. It's at the paint shop now. When I get it back, I got to continue on. I got to do the interior and keep going with that. That'll probably be my daily driver when that's finished. When we got the car, it had 24,000 miles on it. It now has about 32,000 miles on it. It was a low miles car that Jim Losey had purchased through Dennis Kerbin, and he had immediately before taking possession sent it down and had the rear end, all the GNX suspension installed before he even took possession of the car. He did some stuff himself on the car. From there, he decided to sell it. He got a hold of Gary here at Aldan. Gary told my wife, and my wife arranged getting the car. This car originally built was a very low option car. It does have power windows, but it has a bench seat, column shift. It had chrome mirrors on it. When I painted it, I wanted the bullet mirrors on it. I think it looks a little sportier. I like it. It did have a radio. It does have air conditioning, but no power door locks, but power windows. I really don't miss those options at all. It's basically a Sunday car, so I didn't care anyway. My take on this car for me is I like the original look. We didn't lower it. We kept the original height on the car. I like it to look very modest. It's white, so it's not real flashy, but it's a very clean looking. We've got the original wheels still on it. And some people understand what this car is, and other people have no clue. But I love it because it is more of a sleeper than anything. So, the upgrades I've done to the car since I've had it, I just recently had some work done on the engine. Got a bigger turbo on it, intercooler, injectors, alcohol kit. It runs really strong. It's kind of amazing. And after all that was done, then we brought it here to Aldan, and they put their goodies on the car. Coilovers in the front, and in the rear did shocks. We couldn't do coilovers in the rear because the coilovers were interfering with the GNX suspension, the panhard bar in the back. We just got back from our initial test drive with this car with the coilovers, and it rides very nice. I can't wait to drive it more. It feels better than it's felt. Now that the suspension is done, that was the last piece of what I wanted to do with the car. It's basically done. I'm happy with the way it is, and now I'm just going to enjoy it and drive it. It's kind of a Sunday car. I don't drive it every day. Keep the miles down, and just when I get in it, I will enjoy it every time I get out.